Hi, good evening. It's Dr. Lori. This is Ask Dr. Lori Live. How are you? Everything's unscripted. I don't know what's coming. Guests from all over, and we're going to talk to you about what you got and how to tell what everything's worth. I hope you love my Rosanna Dana hair. If you don't know who she is, well, you better look her up. But I'm sorry, no conditioner in the shower this morning. How about it? That's what happens when you're working a lot. I'm Dr. Lori. Let's see what people have got. Let's see. Let's see. Up to the camera. Let's see what this piece of glass is. Looks like a piece of blown glass. There's a bird. There's some figurines. But I want to see what this piece of glass. It kind of looks like a clef here. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm so excited.
Well, I'm glad you're excited. I'm excited too. What's your name?
I'm Margie. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. And
Hi, Margie.
I just started watching your show. I already bought the loop and the diamond thing and a little bag to put it in, a little pink bag.
Well, thank you, because you're supporting the channel, and you're going to find that the loop, anytime you buy something from the website or, of course, through the YouTube community merchandise, you support the channel, and I do get compensation. But it's going to help you because the loop is going to open up a whole new world. All of you who have the loop, in the comments, will you tell everybody how you love the loop, please? And I want to hear, where are you calling from? How do you find the loop? On my specials and shop page at drloriv.com. I want to know where you're watching from or where you're calling from in the comments. And of course, I always ask a question of the day. I like to hear your answers too. So Margie, tell me, how'd you acquire this piece?
I was on vacation in Arizona, in Phoenix area, Gilbert, Arizona. And
I know Gilbert, yeah.
My friend and I said, I've been watching these people that resell stuff, but it's giving me ideas on how to buy really good stuff for a cheap price. I'm not really into reselling, unless something was like worth a whole bunch of money. But I saw this and I loved it. And I thought, well, it looks like it's in the Murano style, but I knew it wasn't Murano because it had a made in China sticker on the bottom.
Right. Well, that's usually a tip, right? The made in China.
I know. But it was really pretty, and it's got, you can't really tell unless I could put a light behind it, but it's green and blue, like
You can kind of see, first of all, when you say, oh, it looks like it's Murano style, maybe what you were thinking of was the fact that it's blown glass, right? Most blown glass.
Right. But it did have two colors, which I thought was weird. And the, wherever they clipped it off is good. It's not broken. And I looked online at some others, and this was the one that looked most like a treble clef.
There you go. So that's what you look. Are you a musician? Are you a musical person?
Yes. I play the piano and I sing at church. And I lived in New York City and was an aspiring actress a long time ago.
Wow, exciting.
But I just bought an electric piano and I want to put this on it when I put it
like a keyboard?
Yes.
Yeah. One of my sisters is a pianist and she has the keyboard. It's pretty cool. I can't do any of that, I kind of sit in the back and kind of hum,
But I didn't know if this was something that was worth $30. My friend grabbed 3 things that I picked out at my friend who I was visiting, and she paid for it. So I didn't even pay anything for it. I think it had a $5.99 sticker on it.
Well, that was nice. I have to say, I think it's nice. Yes, it's made in China. What's it worth? About $35.
Hey, that's great.
But that's still great, and you like it, and it's going to fit within your home, so that's a good thing. And and that's based on actual sales records where similar pieces have sold, not just list prices, because anybody can list anything. But I also want to remind you, I'm showing you lists of what to thrift for, what you should buy at the thrift store.
Yes.
So watch me, the expert.
I am. I've been binging you. I've been watching.
Great.
I watch you, and then one other girl who just goes to. She does the reselling.
Great. I'm so glad that you have the opportunity.
I hope that lady knows about you.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you have the opportunity to watch, of course, and get the expert advice from me. Yes. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it.
Thank you for all your help.
My pleasure. Don't go. I want you to answer this question for me. Didn't mean to step on your words. Headphones or earbuds? The question of the day.
Boy, I only have earbuds, but if I could get some Bose headphones, I for sure would get them.
All right. Noise canceling, not nose canceling, noise canceling.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. That's a nice thing. A couple of things about blown glass pieces. First of all, yes, there's a lot of them that come out of Asia, of course, that are trying to look like Venetian glass. But blown glass, of course, if it is a relatively complex form like hers, right? Like the treble clef, then you basically want to look for that too. That was nice. It was big. And then, of course, multiple colors is always attractive. So yeah. I like earbuds. I know you're going to say, I can't believe that. I do a treadmill every single day, most days, but every single day I try. And I have to say that I do like the earbuds. I don't like to really have stuff in my ears, but I like earbuds if you care what I like. Anyway, but I use the noise canceling headphones on airplanes. With traveling a lot, you really need that. Speaking of airplanes, there are people who are very far away from me who are here, of course, from all over the world. You'd have to take an airplane to get to some of their houses. So let's see what they've got. And I want to thank all of them for being with me. What fun this is. Let's see what we've got. Let's take a look at this work of art. It looks like it's in a gold frame, and it looks like it's a couple of figures, and it looks like the frame is rather small. The woman holding it has dark black glasses. They might be navy blue. There's also a nice plate. There's also a nice decanter. Let's start with this. What's your name, hon?
I'm Jenna, Dr. Lori, and I'm from Talkeetna, Alaska.
Hi, Jenna. It's nice to see you. So how did you acquire this?
My husband and I, he was active duty military at one point, and when we lived on Cape Cod, I went to an estate sale and got it there.
Okay, a couple of things. The frame. The frame is a wood composition and gilded frame. It dates to the 19th century. The piece inside of it, how much did you pay for it?
It was marked, I think, $55, but I was buying a bunch of stuff, and I asked them if they would take less, and they took $5 for it.
They went from 55 to 5.
Yeah, the girl said that all my stuff was bigger than this one, all the other stuff I was buying. So that she thought, well, that seems overpriced. So
they priced it by size. All right, that's good. I will say that that's a pretty nice piece. Can I see the back?
Sure.
May I see the back? Okay. First things first, when you see the back like this, that means that piece is painted oil on board. That piece of board dates to the 19th century, and stay on the back for me, darling. Stay on the back for me, please. That piece on the back indicates, because I like to teach you what to look for, because none of these other channels can do that. They can show you what they're shopping for. They can show you what they like and what they think is pretty, and they can talk about colors, but I'm going to show you what to look for. This is the difference. That piece is 19th century. That piece is European. That piece is probably English, Northern Europe, right? English, Scandinavia. I think it's English, but the frame itself is 19th century American. So it got here, and then they framed it here. Can I see the front?
And
thanks for bearing with me.
Right.
Yeah, that's where the composition matter has basically broken off. That's very typical. You might have to have a framer remold that little area if you want to keep the frame. Also notice the mitered corners are starting to come apart. That's another telltale sign that the piece has been somewhere hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, like an attic. Can you tilt it down a little bit, and can you get it closer to the camera, please? There you go. Look at the figures. The figures are indicative of classical figures, of course, and it looks like it is an English piece. Value on your piece. Are you ready for this? $1,500 for your $5 investment.
Oh my goodness. I just thought it was really pretty, even though it was small.
It's beautiful. Good things come in small packages, let me tell you, especially from Cape Cod. That's a beautiful piece. Beautiful.
Thank you, Dr. Lori. I'm so excited. I love you. I watch you all the time. I've been binge watching you.
Thank you so much. I love all of you too. I was doing video calls today, and I was like, I just love to talk to all of you. Thank you for using the binge link. How will it help you? Well, it's going to organize all of the videos. The newest videos come out first in the binge link, so you can just binge. You don't have to go waiting for something to get served up. You don't have to search. All you have to do is use the binge link. So go to the specials and shop page at drloriv.com. Copy and paste the binge link. Copy it somewhere so you can go back to it and use it. I'm so happy that it's helping you. That's why my staff made it. We make the stuff for you. So, thank you.
You have a great day.
Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much. Thanks for the super chats and super stickers. The other things that you can, of course, do in addition to those, buy some merchandise, share the channel, and watch the channel. You know, those things help too. So, couple things. Headphones or earbuds is the question of the day for you.
I like headphones because I got a pair of those Bose headphones that lady was asking about or talking about, and now it's a game changer, the whole noise canceling.
It is. You can really just kind of get into your own head, right? It's nice. It's nice. Sometimes I just put them on. I don't have any music on. It's just they're on.
Kids are having rough days.
Well, kids are the thing. And thank you for your service. And of course, to all of course, our military family. So thank you so much.
Thank you,
Yes,
Dr.
Nicole, even without knowing the artist, all of you guys are hung up on the artists. Yes, artists are very important, but do you know how many of these pieces I have seen? A lot. So again, even if they're unsigned, don't be poo-pooed by unsigned paintings. Unsigned pieces can be very valuable. Thanks so much, honey. Good for you. Yeah, a lot of you will worry about that unsigned. Oh, we don't know the artist. That requires a lot more research as well. But again, unsigned pieces can be valuable. I want you to look at the quality of it. What do you want to look at? You want to look at the materials. You want to look at how the piece is executed. Does it really look like a figure? Does it look realistic? Are the figures within proportion? Is there, of course, perspective? Do you have nice linearity? Are the colors well done? Does it look like the color of a flesh tone kind of thing? But a good question, but yes. Oh, goodness. I'm so glad that you are supporting the channel with, of course, purchasing merchandise and other things. My guests are here. And one of the best things you can do, watch, of course, participate, join me, and use that binge link. So let's see what we've got. We've got some glass, it looks like. We've got a pair of glasses, we've got some figurines, got something that might be a brooch. I can't really tell. It's kind of a funny position for that. Yeah. Let's go with the decanter. Can we see the decanter? Is that a good connection is the next question. If you don't have a good connection, then I got to boot you. You got to get a good connection. Hi, Dr. Lori here. How you doing?
I'm good, Dr. Lori.
Nice to see you. What's your name?
My name's Wanda, calling from Iowa.
Hi, Wanda from Iowa. So what have you got here? It looks like an iridescent decanter.
Yes, it's, oh, by the way, I'm digging your hair. You're rocking it.
I'm rocking it. You know what I need is I need a hairdresser and a little bit of dye, and but it was a quick day today. It was a quick day. Can you back up a little bit so we can see the whole piece? Hard to see the whole piece. But thank you for that. Okay, so tell me a little bit about this. I like this.
I picked it up from Goodwill for $5.88.
Well, can you see the workmanship on this for $5.88? I don't care if it's $50.88. The workmanship on this is really quite nice. Notice, of course, that element where you've got the blown glass coming around the neck. Notice again the curve at the top where the stopper comes in, and notice the leaves at the bottom. It's a very nice piece.
I thought so. It was really pretty. There's a pontil on the bottom.
Okay, so blown glass. If there's a pontil, can you show everybody the pontil carefully?
Sure.
You're saying I'm rocking this hair. This hair is driving me nuts. Let me see. Yeah. So you see the pontil. I want you also to notice, do you see the big ring? It's like a big ring around the outside. That means that they actually did have something. They did use this piece, right? That's what that ring, that residue that's inside that's now coming through. It looks like it's sort of a pinkish color, right? So it's a little bit of a colored glass, but it also has the clear glass accents. I like this piece. In terms of time period, that piece is going to date just about to the 1970s, 1980s, which is pretty typical for your $5 investment value on it. Now, when you picked it up, did you think of me? Did a little light bulb with my face come onto your head like, oh, decanters are good, barware, Dr. Lori? Is that what happened?
All the time. And, oh, there's a stopper.
Right. I like a stopper. I love sets. I like the stopper to be there and make sure the stopper works. Make sure it's the stopper, right? The other thing I always say with respect to tips, if you're in that thrift stop, if that stopper doesn't work, maybe another stopper that's on another decanter on the same thrift store shelf is the thing to check it out. Maybe they've got it, but it's on the wrong thing. You know, they're putting out a lot of stuff, so stuff gets mixed up. Value on your piece, just about $85.
Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
What's the best way to clean it? You know, you can see that they use.
You know, a lot of people have a lot of different thoughts, and I take a big sigh because, again, I'm not a professional restorer. I have seen people have success with lukewarm water and distilled lukewarm water and white vinegar. However, it will matter with respect to the piece. So I don't like to give out these tips, you know, unless I actually have the piece with me, so I can say, oh, okay, this kind of glass will react to this. The other thing about cleaning glass, remember, you don't want to have a shock to the system. So you don't want to put it in very, very hot water or very, very cold water or a lot of water, right? Because water has its own weight, right? So you don't want to put it in a lot of water. So don't submerge it into the sink to try to clean it. Do not put it into the dishwasher, but you knew that.
No.
You knew that. So be careful with respect to cleaning it. If you're going to resell it, you may not have to clean it. A lot of people are saying, oh, but I have to clean it. Well, be careful, because if you crack it, then you're going to be in trouble.
Okay.
Before you go, question of the day is about your listening, headphones or earbuds, wireless, or do you like the big headphones?
Earbuds are convenient, but boy, if I'm listening to music, it's so nice to have the headphones.
To have the headphones, right. Well, good to see you, and thanks for calling in.
Thanks again.
Thank you. Don't forget, I want to know where you're watching from, where you're calling from, and what your answer to the question of the day is. And I want to know, what do you think of the set, right? We've got it looking a little different today. I want you to think, what do you think of the set? So tell me that too. I want to hear from you. Any questions out there? I'll take those too. Is it normal for estate sales to bring in their own collections to sell? It's very normal. As a matter of fact, it's very common for an estate sale organizers to, in fact, some of them, many of them, to in fact establish an estate sale. Maybe they have an estate sale at a very, very big estate, a very, very big home, and they may actually even add objects from other estates that didn't sell into that one. They may bring their own collections in as well. It all depends on how they want to run it. So you could ask, oh, does this really belong to this particular estate? Sometimes they'll utilize a particular home, maybe a home in a more affluent area, to sell things that don't belong there. It all depends. Their goal is to sell as much stuff as possible. So thank you for the super chats and super stickers. Thank you also for sharing the channel. A lot of you are telling me I'm subscribing. I'm subscribing on YouTube. I'm sharing the channel. You might have noticed that, of course, we've got our YouTube subscriber award here that we put out. And of course, the best thing to subscribe to is my newsletter. Why? It's free and it's easy. drloriv.com. Put in your email address, and when we send out the newsletter, it'll go to you. It'll show up in your inbox. My guests are here. Let's see what they've got to say. What have they got to show me? Let's see. You're all looking good. You're funny. You're like, oh, okay, I got my stuff. So owls, maybe, or cats. And we've got a piece that looks like a hand-painted. Looks like a hand-painted quatrefoil or four-pointed saucer. I need your cameras to be horizontal. They're not all horizontal. I'm looking at an Asian ginger jar, which I think a lot of you have, and then two figurines. Could be Meissen, could be Dresden. Let's go with the two figurines. Only if the gentleman who's holding the two figurines wants to crack a smile. Oh my gosh, you look like you're gonna, I don't know. Gosh, what's happening?
Hi, Dr. Lori. I'm from Pittsburgh. My name's John.
Hey, John. What's happening, John?
Well, I got these two figurines, I think for $5 at an online auction with other stuff. And the only thing I can tell you, they're 12 inches tall. They're about 5 inches diameter on the bottom, and the only thing on the bottom of them is it's stamped Japan. So okay, I don't know.
Why don't you show us the bottom, John? Look at the bottom of those. So see the bottom, you see those two holes?
Yes.
Those two holes are to make sure that in the kiln they don't explode, right? Now, if you hold them up so I can see the whole figure, right? Now they're marked Japan, so we know that the pieces have to date to the early years of the 20th century, the early 1900s to the mid 1900s. Notice the pants. Right? Notice the costume. She's got a little bustle right around her waist onto her hips. Mm-hmm. These are indicative of what's called Rococo revival figures. What's the Rococo? It's a time period or art historical movement of the 1700s. It reaches its crescendo or its height in about 1750 in France during the reign of King Louis XV. We call it the Rococo, the way we call the Renaissance, okay? So the Rococo's the 1750s or so in France. These pieces date to a revival period in the 1920s, right, called the Rococo Revival. So that's what you're looking at. The Japanese will make these pieces trying to look like European pieces by firms like Dresden, Meissen, and others. 12 inches tall for each one. How much did you pay for them?
$5 for the pair.
$5 for the pair is excellent. Any chips, any cracks, inclusions, abrasions, scratches, misses?
They appear to be in perfect condition.
What made you buy them, John? You don't seem like the kind of guy who's going to go buying figurines, kid.
When I'm on the online auctions, I usually have a glass of wine with me, and if nobody else is bidding for an object, I'll buy it.
Okay.
That's the truth.
For $5. But you know, a lot of people are saying that, you know, nobody's bidding, so I got it for $1, that kind of thing. And if you watch my Real Bargains videos, you're going to see what the result is. Value on those, $500 for the pair.
What?
What? $250 each. They're perfect. They're big. They're impressive. And a lot of people like them for interior decoration accessories.
Oh my God, Dr. Lori, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Now, are you going to keep them in your home?
I don't know.
They match well at Pittsburgh, right? They
Yeah,
go
they-
along with Ben Roethlisberger t-shirts and jerseys and stuff, right?
Right.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. And
Oh, don't wait, I forgot. Headphones or earbuds?
earbuds.
Earbuds. Okay. Nice to see you, John.
Thank you.
I love me some Pittsburgh, you know. I love Pittsburgh. Oh, nice to see those. Very nice pieces. Now, if he had the Meissen pieces, we'd be talking $1,600, $1,800 for the match. So thank you again for supporting the channel. If you don't support the channel, I can't keep making the videos. It's just that simple. How do you support it? Any way you can. Share it on social media. Watch the channel. They're chock full of information. You know, I see a lot of you who are watching. I want you to watch from front to back because there's a lot of information here. And it's not just, oh, it's only the value, only the value. I'm going to teach you what to look for. No one's going to be able to beat you when I'm on your side helping you. My guests are here from all over. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter and let's see what the guests have to say for themselves. Lots of cool stuff tonight. Let's see. Character sketches. Hi, how are you? Character sketches. And then we've got somebody who needs to turn on some lights. You're in the dark with the bracelet. Turn on some lights. And then I've got what might be a three-dimensional kind of repoussé brooch. Then we've got a work of art. Her arms are getting tired. I can tell in the pink glasses. Let's go with the brooch. Oh, she lost her connection. She's fixing her hair. I'll fix my hair while you fix your hair. Okay, well, I'll fix her hair. Let's see. I guess I got to go with the pink glasses.
Hi, Dr. Lori.
Hi, baby. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm Nancy from Norfolk, Virginia.
Hi, Nancy from Norfolk. It's nice to see you.
You too. I love your show.
Oh, thank you. You know, I've been to Norfolk many, many times. I like that neck of the woods. So what have you got here?
You know, I found these at an estate sale. I paid $3 for the pair. They are etched and painted. And they have
etched and enameled. They're basically called etched and enameled when a piece of glass is painted. Okay, sometimes they call it enamel. And you have how many? Just the pair?
Just the pair. It looks like maybe a bride and a groom. And listen to this.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't do that.
Really?
Don't do that again, ever. I love you, but don't do it. Here's why.
The ring was bad. It's nice.
I know everybody likes to hear that noise. That noise is really just an old-fashioned antiques wives' tale that it's going to sound good. Okay. What it sounds like to me doesn't sound like to you. And when you hit glasses together, basically you can take a very big risk of breaking them. So be careful, sweetheart.
I got it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, up here, if you go up a little higher so we can all see it, there you go, right there. So you'll notice here that they are, of course, looking Edwardian or Victorian in their costume, but we know that these pieces are made in the 1960s. Now, how much did you pay for them?
$3 for the pair.
Oh, you did fantastic because they're worth $25 each, right? So $50 for the pair. And then you usually add another $5 for collection or set value, right? So you're looking at like $55 for the pair. I like them very much. I like the gilding around the top. Can you hold them up so we can all see them? There you go. I like the gilding around the top. I like the base. I like the pink color. And of course, oftentimes you can command more money when you have a motif like a bride and groom. So about $55 on the market now. In June, they'll be worth more. Why? Because that's wedding season. So you tend to see, of course, weddings and wedding season upping that value a little bit. Really, really nice. I like those a lot. I'm glad you picked them up for $3. That was a real bargain.
Thanks.
My question of the day, headphones or earbuds?
Earbuds, because I love freedom. I want to be able to walk around.
You want to walk around and do it. Good for you. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
My
Right.
pleasure. Take care. I'm so glad you love the show. If you love the show, share the channel, share the videos, tell everybody about it, because I'm going to teach you what to look for. I'm going to teach you how to actually make money. You got to share the channel. You got to help me and do your part too. You know, you're watching, folks. Watch anybody you want, but make sure that you're watching me and make sure that you're sharing the channel, because I'm going to teach you the information that you can use. I was talking on a video today with a lovely gentleman from Louisiana. And he said, Dr. Lori, my wife and I watch you all the time. We just love the channel because we learn information. We get information that we can use, and then we can confirm it with you on the show. We can confirm it and actually talk to you. So I appreciate that, and I want to make sure you're doing that. If you haven't booked a video call and you need one because you're thinking, oh, you know what, I don't want to do it in front of everybody. I don't want to have that situation. I want to talk to Dr. Lori privately. You can do that. It's very easy. Video calls can be booked. You pick the date that suits you in my schedule, and that's when I'll talk to you. You can book it right at drloriv.com. Oh, guests are here, all kinds of stuff. We've got all kinds of stuff. Let's see what the guests have got to show me. So we've got character sketches. We've got a camera that's not horizontal. We've got two cameras that are not horizontal. We've got a bracelet, but it's very dark there. I can't really see that bracelet, unfortunately. Cameras are still horizontal. You guys, the camera has to be horizontal. Can't be vertical. Horizontal, so we can see all of it. I want to talk about the blue-white ginger jar right there. It's got a lid, and the woman who's holding it is wearing a white sweater with a large neck. Can we get there? Hi,
Hello.
what's your name, hon?
Hi, I'm Casey.
Hi, Casey. Where are you calling from?
Cleveland.
Cleveland. So tell me, how did you acquire this Asian-inspired blue-white porcelain ginger jar, which might have a quatrefoil style on the top? Can I see the top of it, like
Yes.
bird's eye view? Yeah, quatrefoil. Okay. How'd you acquire this?
It was $3 at Goodwill, and I just like blue and white for myself, but I don't know what's a dime a dozen or what's really worth picking up.
Okay, well, let me teach you this, because
Okay.
most people don't know the difference. I actually did a video call today with a guy who does a lot of big estate sales in the New York City area. And he said, I don't know anything about the Asian ceramics. Can you help me? And yeah, I can help you a lot. First of all, the blue white is always popular. It's a very, very popular look. It dates back to what is called Canton ware, which comes out of the port of Canton, China. Now, your piece, if you can get it a little bit closer to the camera. Okay, your piece has a dragon motif and it's got some scroll work. First of all, is there a mark on the bottom?
Yes.
Okay, it's got a 6-character mark. So that 6-character mark is going to tell you that that piece typically is 19th or 20th century, late into the middle part to the late 1800s or the early part of the 20th century. Now, having said that, a lot of these are faked. Yours happens to have a molded base. The molded bases are not as typical of the 19th century. They're more typical of the 20th century. What do I mean by a molded base? Looks like it has feet, only it's all one piece.
Mm-hmm.
Can you take off the lid, put it somewhere safe, carefully, and then show me down the bottom of this piece as if I'm looking down the piece? Okay, couple of things. This thing is molded and not hand built, right? So now you know that it's younger, which we've already established from the mark, right? Molded, not hand built. What do you mean molded, Lori? It doesn't have sort of, when I talk about those, when you make snakes, right? You're making snakes of clay and then you're building it together and you see these ridges. She doesn't have the ridges. So it's molded as one piece. The other thing that I don't like about this is it's not sharp on the top. Now, $3 is still good. I don't want you to feel bad. $3 is very good. But the actual opening is not sharp line.
Okay.
It's kind of just sort of corners that are, in fact, curved corners. Put the top back on it for me, please.
Trying to be careful. There we
Be
go.
careful. And now move it back and forth.
Yeah, you can.
That's not the top for it. That's the next problem.
Oh,
Because
okay.
first of all, the top doesn't hit the bottom. It should hit the top of that base. Like you see it, it should go all the way down and
Okay.
meet the piece. You can see there's kind of like, I would say about 1/8 of an inch all the way around.
Okay.
So that top doesn't match. And a lot of times in thrift stores, the tops don't match.
Interesting.
They're close, but not quite. How much did you pay for this?
It was $3.
$3. Oh,
And
you
it's
told me
pretty.
that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's pretty.
$3. Nice piece. I would say value on it about 20.
Okay. I learned
But now
something
you
new.
know what. Now you know
Yes.
what to look for. I like the
Yeah.
design, but I want to see hand built. I want to see no forms on the bottom. right? Forget the feet when it comes to the Asian pieces like ginger jars. I would rather see a cylindrical ginger jar with a cylindrical round piece rather than the quatrefoil or the four forms. They're marketing to a Western market because the quatrefoil or the four forms, show us the top, please. That's called a quatrefoil form, right? When that four-formed quatrefoil, almost like a four-leaf clover kind of form, is a Western form. The Asians don't really care for it. They're trying to market to us. So interesting, interesting.
No, thank you.
That's going to be a big help to you. It's nice to see you.
Yes, you too.
Now, before you go, hon, tell me two things. I'm going to have you answer the question of the day. Headphones or earbuds?
I do the noise canceling.
Noise canceling, okay. And best thing that you like about the show?
Well, I have done your live or your $49 consultations, and they were really helpful to me. And I just like binge watching your show because I've learned so much.
So you've learned so much, and you like the video call options.
Yes, I do. It was like quick and easy, and you knew right what you were telling me. You were like, boom, boom, boom.
You would hope so.
Yes.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Take good care. All right, my guests are here. That was a cool thing because a lot of you have Asian pieces and a lot of you say, I don't know. I think I like that it's blue and white, but I don't really know. And the blue white part of it is great. It's fine. But I want you to look for those other details, those other how to tell, what to look for kind of details that I can teach you so you can pick up the best thing. So if there's 5 blue white pieces of Asian porcelain sitting there at the thrift store or the yard sale, you know which one is the best one. That's what I want you guys to learn. I can teach it to you so you can cash in or build a good collection for yourself, whatever you want to do. My guests are here. Let's see what they've got. I'm looking for questions in the comments as well. And where are you watching from? And what do you think of the set? Let's see, get some typing in there. See, I can't tell, are these cats? Are these owls? And then I've got this this ashtray. It looks like I might have an embroidered map. Looks like it might be embroidery. And then there's a Meissen mark on the back of this mold. But it looks like that they are Meissen and they are actually saucers and a book of sketches. Hard to tell. Let's go with the map. Let's go with the map. I like maps. Do you like maps? Hi, what's your name? Hi, what's your name? Oh, she can't hear me. Okay. She can't hear me, the person with the map. I like maps and embroidery pieces that are, of course, handicrafts, as well as handicraft materials, yarn, embroidery pieces, crewel, needlepoint, rug hooking, whatever it might be, even the kits. If you see them at the thrift store, you got to buy those too. Those are valuable too. And I'm talking about more of those in my list about what you should buy at the thrift store videos. Do not miss it. It's going to help all of you. But as I said, my guests are here. A couple of other things I want you to remind you about when it comes to, of course, pieces, all different types of pieces. If it's in a frame, I want you to look at the frame and see whether or not the frame has significant value too. Let's see what they've got. Let's see what they've got. What I like about the Meissen pieces is the beautiful hand-painted work. I also like the gilded nature of them, and I like the bright white porcelain. I always like that. That's a nice piece. Bohemian glass. It looks like a little Bohemian glass cruet. And then the blue, white, blown glass, feathered glass. They actually pull it as it's being done. Let's go with the Meissen piece.
Yes.
Yes. Dr. Lori picked me. Yes. It feels like 5th grade dodgeball when I got picked.
Kind of, yeah. I've actually been trying to find some information on this, and I've only been able to find 2.
Really? I've been trying to find some conditioner for the hair. Jeez, this looks bad.
I use Aussie. It works amazing.
What's your name?
Tara, and I'm calling from Crescent City, California.
Hi, Tara. Nice to see you, honey. So tell me, what have we got here? What are you trying to find information on? The Meissen pieces?
Yeah, I guess it's a quatrefoil, like you said, the shape, and it's Meissen. I've been able to identify the mark, but I can't find any information about like the pattern, how much they're going for as far as resale.
So you were able to identify it, you think, but you can't come up with a value.
Yeah,
Why?
because
that's an appraisal. An appraisal is two things. You all think an appraisal is just value. An appraisal is a correct identification and then a value. And what happens to a lot of you is you search other people who have no more information about objects than you do.
right.
You do. I mean,
Yeah.
they're not bad people. They're nice people, but they could be wrong. And I mean, way wrong a lot of the time.
Well,
So,
and that's kind of why I'm here, because I found one
that shouldn't be
listing.
kind of why you're here. That should be exactly why you're here.
It is exactly why I'm here. Yes. Like somebody listed this particular pattern with one saucer and one cup for $300 and something. And I'm like, that can't be correct.
Why can't it be?
For one
Just 'cause-
cup and
just
one
'cause-
saucer?
Just because you wouldn't buy it for that? Just because you wouldn't pay $300 for it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, sales
Yeah.
records, darling. It's sales records based on actual sales records where similar pieces sold.
Mhm.
And if they didn't sell for that, then that's not an accurate list price, right? They could
Right.
just be saying, I'm not doing any work on this. I'm just posting it. If I got $300, I'm walking away. I'm happy, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you're looking at. Am I familiar with pressed rose petal beads? Yes. And I'm happy to talk about those. If you send me a picture, I'll be happy to take a look at them. And there are many of those types of pieces out. Sometimes they're encased in a composite. Sometimes they're encased in glass. It all depends. Back to your Meissen piece. Let's look at so you're worried about patterns. However, a lot of these pieces are hand painted. Some of them have specific pattern names, and some of them have general or group pattern names. Okay, so people will say, well, "What does that mean, Dr. Lori?" Well, sometimes you are within a particular type of pattern, like the imperial pattern, which might be a pattern like yours, but they have blue flowers or multicolored flowers or pink flowers, but the flowers are kind of the same. So group pattern names or specific pattern names are pretty typical. This is hand painted. It also, a lot of the difference in the patterns is not in the actual floral decoration, but it's in the banding or the form. Quatrefoil is that 4 element, sort of like a 4-leaf clover. It dates back to the Renaissance, and you will see quatrefoils coming out of the Renaissance, and of course, going all the way back actually to the ancient world. Do you just have the saucers?
I have a set of 4 saucers. Yes, ma'am. I couldn't find any of the matching cups to go with it. And that's kind of, go ahead.
Okay. No, I was just listening to you. I'm sorry. So,
and that's kind of,
no cups.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. You should not apologize. It's fine. I'm talking, you're talking, we're just talking. But the thing is, so you have no cups at all. You just have saucers.
Yeah, a set of 4.
How'd you acquire them?
Goodwill.
Are they really all the same? Did you scrutinize them?
Yeah, they're all the same.
They're all the same. Okay, I'm looking at those, and that does not look the same to me right there. No, put those 2 up so I can see both of them. And I'm going to tell you those flowers are not the same.
Oops.
Side by side. You still aren't side by side. You're getting closer. You see the blue flowers? There are no blue flowers like that one. There are more flowers on the piece that you're holding in your right hand than in your left hand. There are more flowers in your right hand than your left hand. It's similar, but they are not the same. Okay, why is that? Because you have folks who, of course, are painting these. Ceramic artists are, of course, painting these. So whenever there's a human being involved, it's not always perfect, not like a machine where everything is done, like that. Right. I like these very much. Value on each saucer, about $60 per saucer. So 60 times 4, right? That's cool. Is going to be, I think, $240 for 4. Yeah. Then you're going to add collection value at another $24. Cool. Right? So 240 plus another 24 brings you to 260, and another 4 is 268. Am I close? I got to be close. Maybe I'm around $300 for 4 of them. And because I add collection value for it. 4 is a good number as opposed to having 5 or 3, right? You could also say, I want to sell 2 each. Reselling tip. I want to sell the pairs. You might be able to get a little bit more money if you do it that way, if you're reselling it. Yeah. If you can find the cups, but the cups are going to cost you. Yeah. So you might be marketing to the person who has the cups, but doesn't have the saucers.
Okay. And what year did you say they were approximately?
They're early 20th century. They're probably anytime between 1910 and 1925. Okay. I think they're really quite fine. I would like to see earlier pieces. I like to see those early 19th century Meissen pieces. And when you're looking for Meissen, I like to see a figurine. But there are a lot of great china collectors out there. People go, oh, no one entertains, no one likes China. Oh, you can't put it in the dishwasher. Oh, you can't put it in the microwave. You're all wrong about that. There are a lot of people spending a lot of money on China, individual pieces, just like what you've got.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I love it.
Good for you. Good for you. So you
Thank
didn't
you, Dr.
spend
Lori.
too much on all four, right?
I think I spent for all four maybe $2.99.
Can't beat it. Can't
No,
beat it. Make sure,
that
you
is
use,
quite
make
beautiful.
sure you use my loop to identify these pieces, and go to my website because I give you all of the lists of marks, all the lists of this kind of information about what it should look like with someone with the China right on the website at drloriv.com. Before you go, question of the day, you got to answer it. Headphones or earbuds?
I prefer headphones, actually. It kind of blocks out the rest of the world and just lets you focus on what you need to get done.
And don't you think then the rest of the world kind of thinks, okay, I'm not going to bother that person. They've got headphones on.
Yep, or they think you can't hear them, and then they don't bother talking to you. So
Yeah,
it works out.
it's nice to talk to folks, but sometimes you just need a little me time.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you,
Nice.
Dr. Lori. Appreciate
My
it.
pleasure. Nice to see you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being with me. See you next time.